Welcome to the Jay Dee Remedy. Hello guys, and welcome to the Jay Dee Remedy. Thank you so much for jumping onto my podcast. I suppose I just want to start by saying, why the hell am I on here? What do I want to talk about? And I suppose, who do I want listening to me? So I definitely realized I have a passion for, I suppose, helping people and connecting with people. So connection is really, really important to me. I definitely want to build a community of, like-minded people just by, I suppose, in the hope of sharing my stories and my message. I really hope that it will, I suppose, connect with each and every one of you in a different way, or in at least some way, so that we can do this together. If you've come from my YouTube channel, thank you for checking out my podcast. If you found me on any other platform, then obviously thank you for checking me out as well. I am from Perth, Western Australia. I'm in my 20s. I suppose I'm that normal 20-something-year-old that's always struggled with, what am I doing with my life? What is my passion? And where am I going? As we all do. But I think, I've done a lot of things throughout my life to kind of get me to this point. I still do and always will want to improve my life, which is good. It's always kind of good to want to grow and experience different things. But I've realized quickly that there's really no end point. I think you can kind of have goals that you reach, but there's never really that point in your life where you kind of go, yep, I'm a perfect version of myself now and I no longer need to improve. I think that's ridiculous. So I have realized that, and I think it's taking a lot of pressure off myself as the years go by. 2020 is definitely the most confused I've been in my life in terms of direction and what I want to do. So I've learned pretty quickly that me talking about things and connecting with people that are going through similar things or similar experiences is definitely helping me. So here I am starting a podcast. As you guys as you guys heard before, I already do YouTube. It's kind of like a therapeutic, diary entry for me, vlogging. So this is just another platform that I want to reach people and reach my community, and hopefully you guys enjoy listening to it. So for myself, I think, every experience and every moment you have on your journey definitely shapes who you are. I'm a big person for no regrets. I try to be as optimistic as possible. If I ever go through something that's really upsetting or really hard to deal with, I suppose I always just really try and understand, what lessons can I take from this and how can I do things differently? Because I think even the bad things, unfortunately, they happen for a reason. I'm a big believer in that. And it definitely shapes who we are at that point in time. I feel like whatever happens to us needed to happen at that point in time for whatever reason. So yeah, sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow, but that comes with practice, emotional skill, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like I've said, I've done a lot of stuff for myself to get to this point. I definitely always try and take ownership from situations as well. Like if I go through something hard or experience something with someone, I always try and say, what could I have done differently to make sure that doesn't happen again? Or what could I have done to make sure it, or even could it have happened differently, I suppose? What did I say or do that impacted this situation or this experience? So being optimistic and taking ownership definitely has helped steer my life journey. Because yeah, having a mindset where you're always blaming other people or you blaming yourself, it's just definitely not a good thing. So, trying to be as optimistic as possible, I've learnt is, doing really well for me. So that was a little bit about me. I don't know if I went too much on a rant there, but I actually wanted to make this first episode about self-love and the importance of having self-love. So definitely off the back end of my little rant before, I mentioned I'd done a lot of work on myself and kind of reached out to a lot of different people to get where I am. So I suppose, what does self-love mean to me? So self-love to me means not relying on other people to make me feel good. Don't get me wrong, compliments are great. Everybody should compliment everybody if they genuinely mean it. It's a boost for people's self-confidence, and some people do need it at that point in time. But if you only are relying or chasing or seeking on people to uplift you, then I don't really think you're ever truly going to be happy. I can probably give an example here. One of my friends, I was having a conversation with her the other night, and she's feeling a little down and kind of lost with herself, and she said something that kind of triggered me, and it kind of just broke my heart. She said she was feeling really down and really upset, and wasn't really happy with herself at the time. So her solution was, I'm going to post as much things on social media as I can in hope that somebody will give me a compliment, or, something along the lines of, she was seeking validation from the internet. And as soon as she said that, I was like, what are you doing, woman? Like, that is crazy. That was really upsetting to hear that, she needed to post all of these things on social media just to have a compliment in return, or just for someone to tell her that she is beautiful. And that was crazy, because she is stunning, by the way, like the most gorgeous girl. And the fact that I can look at someone that is that stunning and that beautiful and know and realize that she's really struggling with her self-worth is just breaks my heart. So yeah, that is why it's so important to make sure that you boost yourself first before you rely on compliments or other people to uplift you. I think where a lot of people go wrong with self-love is comparison. I suppose comparison is killer, especially in a day and age where we are just flooded with comparing ourselves to people on social media. It is just ridiculous. Like, I don't even think I need to go into detail about how fake people are on social media. So the fact that we compare ourselves to people that are making themselves look like something they're not on social media, it just baffles me. In saying that, I if people want to do whatever they want to do to make themselves feel good, go for it. Like, I'm not trying to say that that's a bad thing, because we're trying to seek confidence here and we're trying to build self-love. But again, it's important that you feel good about yourself first before you're trying to compare yourself with fake things, right? So another comparison that will kill you is comparing yourself to your friends or the people that are around you. So I think it's really important to understand that every single person is different, obviously except identical twins, but every single person on this planet is completely different. And how cool if you were optimistic and you had a different outlook about that, if you could appreciate what you had over other people and think that as a positive instead of a negative. Like, nobody else has hands like mine, or nobody else in the world has the same lips as me. Literally every single person is different and has their own features and is different in their own way. I think that is such an amazing thing, that everybody is created differently and looks differently. Not one person is the same, right? So why is that not seen as such a good thing? Like, how exciting that you do not look like anyone else. But it's just so sad that we're in this day and age where we just want to make everybody look the same. We're chasing things that we don't have, so we manipulate ourselves to look like someone else, when how cool is it that you get to be you? Like, I don't know, I get very passionate about this topic because it's like this never-ending void that we're all just making ourselves feel like shit. But that's just one point. And I think it's really important to note, I thought about it the other day, how did you feel about yourself when you were little? Like, when you were younger, social media didn't exist, and like, self-confidence wasn't even a thing because you were a kid and who cares about what you look like, until one day it only takes one conversation or one interaction, and it doesn't even have to be anything malicious. But do you remember back when you first questioned what you look like? I think for me, I can give an example. I think I was 12 years old, and I was feeling myself at 12 years old, right? Because I didn't even know, that a part of my body wasn't what someone else thought was beauty, but I think it was my nose. Like someone was making fun of my nose. And I think it was the first time I ever jumped on MySpace, right? I don't even know if it was MySpace, but somewhere I had a photo of myself. I was 12 years old and some boy that I didn't even know made a comment about my nose. And it wasn't until that point that I looked at myself differently. And how fucked up is that to think? Like, I was so confident as a 12-year-old little girl, and it took one stranger that I didn't even know to make a comment about my nose for my brain to then question what I thought I looked like. And that is so upsetting. So if you literally take a moment and think back, what are some of the first interactions you had with society that made you question the way you look? And what if you never had that interaction? I had the same thing with my toes. Like I have smaller toes than everyone else. Like they're not ugly or anything, they're just different. And it wasn't until someone pointed out that my toes look different that I was like, oh my God, I have ugly toes. Like they're the biggest insecurity for me. How retarded is that? Now, ever since someone pointed it out, that is all I look at on other people, right? And it's only the things that you don't like about yourself that you point out to other, like you look at on other people and go, oh, but their toes are cooler than mine, or blah, blah, blah. Like how retarded is that? So imagine if we never had those conversations where we were comparing ourselves to other people. Like, and it kind of can work the opposite way, right? So if then someone were to come up to me and be like, fuck man, you have the coolest toes, or your toes are amazing, right? Imagine if it could work the opposite way, where I was feeling a little bit off about my toes. And then it's such a weird example, by the way, that we're talking about toes on this podcast. But if someone were like, I wish my toes looked like you, or like, look at my toes, I wish my toes were as cool as yours. Imagine if I would then be like, yeah, I like my toes now. So that's why it's so important. I know it's so hard. It's so natural to just listen to other people's opinions about you. But imagine if you made your own opinions about yourself first and you stuck by them. That is what confidence is, and that is what self-love is, because it's so easy to just be deterred by other people's silly opinions about ourselves. So imagine if we had the self-worth we had now about... Sorry, let me rephrase that. Imagine now if we had the same self-love as when we were a kid before somebody made one comment about the way we looked. I think that is an uphill battle on top of all the other shit we need to deal with, like social media and, you know, all these Insta models. Like, I know it's hard, guys, give me a break, but imagine, like, how crazy is that to think of? And I think, you know, it's really important to know that proximity is power. Those three words in a sentence, proximity is power, have stuck with me for years. It is what one of my mentors told me when I was doing a personal development course. What it means is pretty much whoever you surround yourself with pretty much can impact your life in a different way, right? Proximity is power. He also said that you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around. So, you know, are you surrounding yourself with positive people that uplift you and motivate you and care for you and compliment you? Or are you surrounding yourself with people that are bullying you, people that are always dragging you down, people that are jealous about the way you look, so in return they're dragging you down? Are they jealous of your success? Like, really think about the 5 people that you spend most of your time with. Are they uplifting you or are they bringing you down? And that, like, obviously my main point is love yourself first before anyone else, but also that is a massive impact on self-love and confidence. Who are you surrounding yourself with? And I promise you, I mentioned that I've done a lot of this kind of work in my journey so far. A lot of what I've done is letting go of people that are just not serving me or bringing me up or whatever it may be. So really, really think about that, and it's going to be so powerful, okay? So I suppose the next point is, what are you doing about it? So if you're not at that place yet where, you know, you love yourself or you're confident and or you rely on yourself for self-love, if you're not at that point yet, what are you doing about it? Are you doing personal development courses? Are you surrounding yourself with the right people? Are you practicing self-love daily? And I think for some people, like, if you don't know how to love yourself first, this is a really tricky one, but just practice. Like, look at yourself every morning in the mirror. It doesn't have to be you love your whole self. What is there one thing, and I promise you if you tried hard enough, there'd be at least one or two things about yourself that you really love. Like, I love that freckle on my nose, or I love the way my hair shapes my face, or I love my ears, or whatever it is. It does not have to be anything major. Find one thing and focus on it. Why is that one thing about yourself so great? Why does it make you feel so good? Try not to focus on anything else, whatever anyone else has said, whatever you've experienced because of that. Just focus on that one thing, and why do you love it? Why do you love that about yourself? And I think it's, really, really good to understand as well is confidence and self-love is not just an outside thing about the way you look. Do you love the person that you are? Do you love how you interact with people? Do you love how much you look after people? How much you care for your friends, your family, yourself? Do you love how healthy you are? Like, self-love is not just about how you look or how you feel. It's who you are as a person, and it's who you show up as every single day in your life. And if you start looking at it from that point of view, I think you'll find that this self-love thing gets pretty easy. And don't get me wrong, it's a constant thing that you work at, right? Because you're always going to meet new people. You're always going to be in different situations or different experiences where your self-love might be challenged. And I think that's normal. Like, fucking hat off to you if you are like 110% switched on all the time with self-confidence. I'm definitely not. But I just want it to be an active thing in your life that you're working on, and I promise you will slowly get there, because it is probably one of the hardest things to do. But if you can do it, like, hat off to you, props to you, okay? I think having goals as well for self-love, going back to the comparison thing, I think we do it with photos of ourselves as well. That can be a really powerful thing to move forward with self-love. Like, if you're working on a fitness goal or whatever it is, as long as you're moving forward and you're comparing photos in a good way, like, look how far I've come, not look how far I've gone backwards. Like, if you feel like you've kind of let yourself go, or, whatever it may be, try not to Try not to compare yourself with, I suppose, photos or previous experiences, because that's obviously a negative thing, and it's not really going to do much good for you. So yeah, try and really think about that. Okay. So I think everything we've covered, I don't really want to have a long first kind of session. I can really ramble on about this topic because it's just such a big passion of mine. And eventually, when I'm helping people as a life coach and running my own self-love workshops, hint, that is my goal, this is going to be a huge part of it, because I think it's so important that you show up every single day and wake up every morning appreciating who you are as an individual, a unique individual that is on this planet. You look like no one else, you act like no one else, so why would you want to be anyone else? Like, everything you have on your body, in your soul, and how you show up as a person is there for a reason, right? And I just want to make a little side note. I have nothing against like cosmetics or plastic surgery or face tune or whatever it is, because I know people do it because they want to feel good, and at the end of the day, I want people to feel good about themselves. So if that's what you're doing to be confident, then fucking all props to you, girlfriend. But also, I hope people are doing it for themselves and not because they're trying to look like anyone else, or because people are putting them down for the way that they look, if that makes sense. So yeah, always in the forefront of my mind, actually, that I hope people have self-love for themselves and they're working on themselves for themselves, no one else. I'm probably going to stop now because I'm rambling and I probably make no sense. But just before I jump off, I just want to say a huge thank you for listening to my first episode on my podcast. I will hopefully be uploading once per week, but you can also check out my YouTube channel that has 2 videos a week. I will post a link somewhere. I'm trying to figure out how this podcast thing works, but yeah, you guys can find me on many socials. I will link them somewhere for you guys. But thank you so much for listening to the Jay Dee Remedy, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.